Greetings, viewers. So I'm just out in nature, and lately I've been seeing a lot of people try to discredit Dr. Sebi. Now, I've known about Dr. Sebi probably since I was 11, 10. My dad first showed it to me as a kid, and as a kid you don't really care about that stuff, but later on in my life, when I was 14 or 15, my cousin, he was like super conscious and into spirituality. He ended up taking his own life, but he also put me onto Dr. Sebi, and that's when something really clicked in my brain as far as this, conscious shift in spirituality and, all those things, the occult, that kind of pivoted my interest into, that direction. And I'm really only making this video because I'm seeing a lot of people, especially people of color, try to discredit and disprove everything Dr. Sebi basically said. Now, some of those things that people are trying to discredit is, one, the alkaline body. And I'm going to prove to you how it does work. Another thing people are trying to discredit is his whole thing on taking sea moss for the body. Lastly, people are trying to discredit his medicine. Now, I'm going to explain, starting with the alkaline body, how that does work. But first, I want to say that Dr. Sebi was not a real doctor. And to me, that means absolutely nothing, because doctors typically they're only required 2 hours of nutrition. With that being said, most doctors that you are going to speak to know almost nothing when it comes to the body and nutrition. And you can look at a lot of them and you will see a lot of them are overweight. A lot of them have beer bellies. A lot of them look old and they don't even be that old. So y'all take advice from people. Yeah, they know all the books, all the education, but who put all this education out? Let's be real with ourselves for a second. The same people that want you sick and on medicine for the rest of your life. Nothing against doctors. Doctors save plenty of lives. I'm grateful for my knee surgeon. He is a doctor, but at the same time, let's not pretend like the people that made the curriculum, the education, the medications for doctors are not people that want you on medication for the rest of your life. They want you sick because that's how they make money. And this video can go on and on and on about how Western medications are just overall terrible, because a lot of those medications are based on plants. You know who promoted plant living? Dr. Sebi. So let's start the video there. Let's talk about the alkaline body, because I'm seeing all of these people on different platforms try to discredit this man, and I'm going to show you right now how the alkaline body is true and how it does prevent diseases such as cancer and all types of illnesses, really. So let's start from the base belief. Dr. Sebi was the one that ultimately said, he may have not been the first, but he said disease cannot live in an alkaline body. Now let's break that statement down and why this occurs. Now first, we have to start with, what is an alkaline body? An alkaline body is a body with a pH typically of 7. It can range from 7.1, 6.9 all the way to the high 7, 7.9, but true alkalinity is in the 7s. We know that things such as meat makes the body more acidic, so that 7 will drop to a 5, 4, a 3. And we know things such as fruits and vegetables are typically more alkaline. They will move your acidic pH up to a 7 or around that general basis. Sugar is also a food that makes your body more acidic, especially processed white sugar. Processed white sugar is in basically everything in the United States. That is important because this white sugar creates a mucus-like substance in the body. That mucus-like substance can bind to your lipids and your proteins and create something known as free radicals, and also it can create oxidative stress as well as inflammation. What happens when your body has too many free radicals? You get cancer. What happens when the body has too much inflammation? You can get arthritis. What happens when the body has too much oxidative stress? You get heart disease, cardiovascular disease, cancer. White processed sugar causes all of this. When white processed sugar binds to your lipids and protein, that is known as glycation. That gives you free radicals. Not to mention, if you have a lot of white sugar in your gut, that creates harmful bacteria that also causes free radicals that cause cancer. Now, I'm going to put the nail in the coffin that will help all you non-believers. Let's just talk about the definition of an alkaline food. Now, according to Dr. Sebi, the one y'all like to call a non-real doctor, An alkaline food, according to him, is any plant that is a fruit, vegetable, nut, or herb. Now, why is that important? Well, for one, we know that all those foods that I just named, fruits, vegetables, herbs, nuts, they all contain antioxidants. What do antioxidants do? They get rid of free radicals in the body. The things that cause disease, it destroys them. Not to mention, when you eat these alkaline foods, it rids the body of oxidative stress. Oxidative stress causes cancer as well as cardiovascular disease. So this all means that if you stop eating acidic food and eat alkaline foods such as fruits, vegetables, plants, greens, nuts, you cannot have disease in your body. I don't understand what's so difficult for people to understand about that. Y'all would rather listen to a person in a trench coat that's overweight, typically, that drink Diet Coke every day. It's crazy. So now that we've discussed the whole alkaline thing, let's talk about sea moss, because there's a lot of people saying taking sea moss does nothing. Do I suggest taking sea moss every day? No, unless you have a disease, because sea moss is very high in iodine. Oh boy, what does iodine prevent? It prevents that big C word that most Americans end up unaliving from. So sea moss does work. Lastly, let's talk about this man's medicines that he made. So what a lot of people don't know about Dr. Sebi is when he was flying into, I don't know if he was leaving or coming to Honduras, but during his visit at the airport, he got detained. And while he was detained, he contracted an illness and died in the hospital. Now, he died 2 months after contracting the illness, but he got sick in the airport. I'm not saying somebody did something to him, but you look at all the other people that have lived that did something great for humanity, they usually leave, they disappear, and all of a sudden their work is either destroyed, one, or is compromised. Now, this last part is speculation because I can't find a concrete source, but I did read that after his passing, there was a brief period where his medicine was taken off the shelves, and then it was later re-released. All I'm saying is, if somebody really has something to do with his unaliving, they can easily take his medicine off shelves, add some bad ingredients, and then guess what? Now you got all these disbelievers taking the medicine that's been compromised saying, oh, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work because they changed it.